You're crowding me.
Well, I'm trying to fix something on the computer that I forgot to do. This is my bad.
Because this is your job.
It really is. And so I just want to make sure that we've got everything dialed in because we're going to do what we do, and we do it to the best way we can.
And stuff.
And everything else.
Saturday night, you were in the Moxie Tower with me. We were talking about the non-wings. We talked about the sportsman cars with Ryan Emery and the domination that he's laying down. I mean, there wasn't anybody in that field that had anything that could touch that 97 car Saturday night. And, honestly, I'm not going to lie to you. The chances of a driver winning 4 straight features at Willamette Speedway are so slim anymore. The competition is so good. I honestly did not expect, a lot of people are like, oh, Ryan's going to win it. There's so many things that can happen in motorsports.
Absolutely.
With a wreck, with a tire going down, touching the wall, blow motor. There's so many things that can happen in the variables that can prevent a guy from winning once, let alone 4 straight times. I honestly I did not expect to watch the 97 car roll up to victory lane. When about 4 laps in, and we were watching that feature, I knew who we were going to be talking to when the checkered flag fell. It didn't take long to figure it out. The 97 car was in a park in victory lane. Once he got to the field, it was clean racetrack. There was 1 restart, I think there was, during the whole race, maybe 2. But it didn't matter because on the restarts, he checked out.
It reminded me a lot of watching John Campos a couple weeks prior during the Rick Barnes Memorial race of the 97 of Emery. Once he got to the front, there was no getting him off the front row.
None.
I'm having deja vu issues here. I think that 97 car that he's driving used to have a 47 on it.
Isn't it? I'm telling you.
I really do.
That car, when you watch it enter, it goes in, it turns, takes a set, it gets on the throttle, and it drives out. I mean, he's so much faster on the exit. It's incredible to see the way that car reacts.
But you know who called this one? Who called Ryan Emery being up front this season? And I'll give you a hint. It wasn't the 3 of us. I'm eating some crow right now, and I know he's probably not listening. Our good friend Buzz Mitchell.
Well, you know what? Buzz did say that.
He did
say, and he's there every Saturday night. He's observing things just like we are, but he
might be.
His vision might be a little foggier than ours.
Yeah. It might be a little blurry, but at the same time, Buzz Mitchell knows racing. He's been watching that stuff out there since Christ was a corporal.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
He's been around, but it's incredible to watch what Ryan Emery's doing at that racetrack. I mean,
he's figured something out this year.
He has, and he's just there's no emotion behind the wheel. He doesn't get upset. If the car doesn't do what he wants it to do, he finds a way to drive it the way it should be drove, and
he
just
comes
phenomenal.
up to the grandstand smiling.
Every time.
That's
the thing. The guy could wreck the car and get out and you'd think he won the A main. I mean, he's happy to be doing what he's doing.
He's a kid in a candy store.
Kind of like Jody Tanner.
Yes.
Very, very
very,
similar.
very, very
Just
similar.
out there to have a good time.
Yes.
Exactly.
Loving every minute of
and
it.
2 of the guys we like to talk to the most. Those guys are they're glad to do what they do. They have a good time at the racetrack. The way they look at it, a bad day racing is better than a good day doing anything else. I mean, that's how they look at it. It's fun to see that positive energy from those guys because there's so much at the racetrack that can be considered negative. And those guys bring the whole, they kind of balance out everything, And
that's the thing. Those 2 guys are not outwardly saying, I'm racing points. They're just there to have fun. They're having a good time. They're enjoying what they're doing. I mean, their happy place is being in a full containment seat in a fire suit behind the steering wheel of a race car.
And they don't care if it's 95 degrees outside.
And speaking of fire suits, we will touch on that a little later.
That is something we're going to talk about tonight. There's no doubt about that.
After the conversation we had this week, absolutely.
Yeah.
It needs to happen.
Okay.
It needs to happen. Even if it is. You know what? I've been driving a tractor all day here.
Yeah.
What brand was it?
I don't want to talk about it. It was green.
He does not like those John Deeres.
That's not.
But you know what he loves? He loves Absolute vodka.
Absolutely.
Cut it out.
We're just giving you a good time, Joel.
I know. This is what happens when I'm not in the studio for 6 weeks.
Well, it's what happens when you're late.
Yeah. On top of being gone for 6 weeks, you were late. That's a check mark
We
by
don't
your
want to
name.
hear about no
That is
job or anything.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm back to third stringer widescreen.
That's
That's
a
right.
checkmate. That's a check mark by your name.
Checkmate.
3, and there's going to be consequences.
What, do I have to announce the whole race from the flag stand?
Nope.
With Jerome?
We're
Nope.
gonna reduce your pay.
Okay, cool.
Oh, gosh. Oh, Ryan Emery is now on the Swears Trucking chat line. He says, hey, thanks, guys.
His ears
Appreciate
were
it.
burning.
Tracy says, oh, no. Now Ryan is listening. Okay, now we need to move on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't talk about him no more.
So, how about them Hornets?
Well, you know what? We're going to talk more about that, too. But from the sportsman to the street stock. With street stocks. Go ahead. Are jogging your memory over there, widescreen?
It's been a
All right,
long day.
Let me help out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
The money man of all people.
That's right. We used to call him the showstopper. With what he's done in the Pacific Northwest the last year and a half, 2 years, if there's big money on the line, the 47 car is the car that seems to win it. So we now call him the money man, Kyle Yak, and he got to the front, and it's incredible how smooth he drives these cars. I mean, he's won the Wallbanger 3 straight years in 3 different cars. He's won the 100 Lapper up at Sunset. I mean, he's kind of won. He won the Iron Giant last year. There were $5,000. If there's money on the line, he reminds me of the old days of Russ Sell. If there was a big money race, you did not bet against Russ Sell. And it comes to the street stock. If there's big money on the line, you do not bet against Kyle Yak.
I'm looking at this for the first time, and Kevin Roberts beat his fast time in the A main by 2 1,000ths.
Kevin Roberts was very, very fast.
That was
Check it
a
out.
show to watch.
Like I said, this is my first time looking at this. Mackenzie Lockhart in 5th.
Mackenzie
Good job,
looked. I was gone last week. You guys were there, but I got to see her run with the new setup.
Okay.
Well, 2 weeks ago. I'm talking
Okay.
about,
He's still on Hawaii time. He doesn't
Yeah.
know what it
You
is.
don't
No
know why-
worries.
yeah.
Be happy now.
Watching Mackenzie, I'm glad you brought that up because watching her Saturday night, I saw her mess up one time, and it was on a start or a restart where she got on the throttle a little too hard. The car got a little sideways. She had to back out and pedal the car. Other than that, was the best I've seen her look all season.
Well, once she got through going through her tenfold of quota on tires,
man,
she's been on top of it ever since.
She's been snake bit most of the season. I think it looks like they've got everything worked out
does.
because
I mean,
that 22 car, it was the best I've seen her look. It truly was. I mean, she should be proud of herself. It was a great run. There were some fast cars there. She was smooth. Never once, except for that restart or start. I think it was a start. Never once did I see that car look like it was out of control. And
Yeah, I think she was running second when that happened, second or third, and she had to pedal the car coming out of.
I think it was actually she was on the front row. It was on the front row, the start of the main.
It was something.
But
I remember watching. I don't remember what lap it was.
She was probably a little anxious, you know. I mean, young
I don't
drivers.
blame
it
her. I
happens.
mean, she was surrounded by
Actually, she's
the 88
pretty
and the 47.
calm, cool, and collected
For the
behind
most
the wheel.
part.
She really is.
So when that turn 4 restart, she hit the gas, and and I'm sure track conditions had a little bit to do with it. But that car kicked out sideways on her. She caught it.
Yeah.
Hell of a job of driving because that car could have looped around in front of everybody and caused chaos on the start. She caught that car, had it sideways, backed out, pedaled it, got it straight down the straightaway, and I think she went from first to third. And she was right there, but she held her own. Kevin Roberts had a little incident in the main. He met the turn 2 wall right there in the backstretch, had a little problem.
That's when he was running the Sportsman main.
Oh, that wasn't the Sportsman main. That's right.
Well,
But
Joe,
you're glad
look
that they had to do some work on that car to get him out there.
Yeah, they had to cut the whole right front corner off his car, do a whole new right front suspension on that car.
They did.
Wow.
Because we ran an abbreviated order due to wingless sprints.
Right.
You know, not something we're used to at Willamette Speedway, but they had to take. Thanks to Sam Pettit, our pit reporter, that night.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of texts from him.
He was sending us info
up in
this
Monroe.
hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
You're
did a
probably
good job.
going,
He did.
No, he
guys,
did a
this
great
is
job.
dirt. I don't care. I'm
So-
racing
No,
pavement.
not at all. Not at all.
With Sam, I got to give Sam a shout out. He does a lot. He's a fantastic job with the videos, and we've got some new videos coming. Well, should be posted here hopefully tomorrow. One thing you won't see, something we've been trying to do a little bit lately, is put a camera on the head of either Joel or myself from the announcer's booth and
Yeah,
look down.
You don't want one on me.
Now, listen, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. He wants me to wear it. So I said, all right, I'll do it. Widescreen comes up in the computer and says, hey, I'll wear the camera tonight. I'm like, great, you wear it. I don't have to worry about it. So he picks it up. Here, it's a session 4, middle mini camera. Press a button, turn it on, put on your head, and record.
Yeah.
Do you think Joel could do that?
Nope.
Sam shows up here yesterday, pulls the card out of the camera, puts it in the computer. There isn't 1 second of footage off that camera.
Oh, no.
And I'm looking at Sam, and I said, thank God it wasn't me, because I know how upset Sam gets.
Oh, man.
But I said, I'm so glad it wasn't me. And I don't know what happened, but he pushed the button one too many times, I guess.
We're bouncing all over the place here. Let's kind of go through the running order on the A main in that last race we were talking about.
The street stocks.
In the street stocks, Kyle Yak won, Kevin Roberts second, Jody Tanner third, Jesse Yankee fourth, Mackenzie Lockhart fifth, Dakota Goddard in sixth, Steve Jorgensen seventh, Shannon Horn eighth, Sean French ninth, Brody Sem. I'll be darned. He was out there last week.
12 years old.
Very good race.
12 years old.
On 10th place. Top 10 finish, first time out.
Well, here's the thing, too. I talked to him and Ed in the pit area. I looked over and saw 04. I said, Street Stock 04. I said, who's that? And I walked up and saw Ed and Brody stand there, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. I said, you guys going to run tonight? And I didn't know they've been running at Mattress most of the season.
Do you know where that 04 number comes from?
Herschel McGriff.
That's right.
I do know that. I know they have a relationship with the McGriff family. And Brody was he was so happy to be racing at Willamette. He was a little nervous because it's a big track. He'd never been on the G60s. But I will tell you, for a 12-year-old kid who's never been in a big car on that track, he did a heck of a job.
There's a lot of difference between a cart and a car.
There absolutely, there's no doubt.
Big difference.
But he did a good job. He held his line. He ran clean. He didn't spin the car out. He didn't take anybody out. He got out there, and you could see he progressed throughout the night. He got better in the main. But for a 12-year-old to be in a street stock out there and do what he did, I was pretty proud of the kid.
He's a heck of a talent.
Kind of a neat thing to see, and I think we'll see him start moving up through the ranks. I mean, even if he is 12, Bryson started Bryson James started in street stocks at 12 years old, and Brody just had a smile on his face and was just happy to be there,
Yep. Well, he always is. Anytime Brody can race, he's happy.
Yeah. And Ed was, those guys were not disappointed by any means.
Yeah, I saw where Ed was asking Jason Dickinson if he was going to be around this weekend, wanting him to come down and help do the dirt setup for him. And but Jason's going down to help his sister Mariah run at Tucson in a truck and something else, Pure Stock or something. But anyway,
And you're not going to that one?
No. I'm going to be here.
Okay.
I'm going to be up in the tower, bouncing around. Maybe I'll just come and watch again. Who's going to be in the tower?
Me and you. Joel's going to put the fire suit on, I heard, and he's going to get back down to Extreme Fire and Rescue.
And that might be changing now, too.
They don't like him anymore.
No, it's this thing called work. When you're farming in the summer and it rains, you get pushed back a couple days.
Did he just say the R word?
Yeah, you can slap him. I can't reach that far.
Ow! Dang, old men can't.
Don't ever say the R word on this show again. We're getting back to that time of year where we start having that threat. I don't like it.
All right, we only got 3 more places to go in this race. Let me finish this. Kendall Irvine, 11th. Trent Custer, 12th. And Ron Brewster, 13th.
Kendall Irvine, I'll tell you right now, and that girl from the time she first got in the car to where she's at now, she has.
We've watched her improve every
week,
single week.
Got to give a shout out to her because she's a young driver and she's a second generation out there. Her dad JJ was been out there and done everything there is to do at Willamette Speedway. To watching Kendall's first night, where
she's only been running for maybe a month and a half now or something like that.
She's got about
couple months,
7-8 races, maybe something like
months.
that. But to watch that first night, where you can tell it's a rookie driver, you just know, maybe a little intimidated.
Ray Charles could see it,
right?
Yeah.
To where she's at now, she's 100% different than what she was.
Really progressing well.
It's fun to watch these young drivers get in there and do that.
It is.
It's a really neat thing to see. Ron Brewster was a late addition to the show. In fact, he didn't even show up until right before the feature. He unloaded that number 31B, and I'll tell you right now, I haven't seen that car in a while. It was the first time I'd seen it all year. That machine is fast.
Yeah.
That thing is fast. He was coming through he started scratch on the field, was up to, I want to say, 3rd or 4th when he had some issues, and nothing major. I was talking to Ron. He was telling me what happened. Nothing major. The car's all right.
Issue?
I believe you're right. It was an electrical issue of some sort.
And those are so hard to diagnose and fix in the hot pit. I mean, electrical issues from...
You just can't do it.
We can go back to our crew chiefing days. When you had an electrical issue, you don't go to the hot pit. You just go to your trailer.
Round cable. The ground cable in the frame failed.
So common
Yep.
with electrical
Yep.
issues.
So that's what it was. But he was flying. He says, they want to get some track time at Willamette, get a feel for the track, for the Iron Giant. He is all in on that Iron Giant race, knowing what happened last year. I'm excited.